All right, there we go. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, I gotta move this. Oh, all right. Hey, we're gonna dig through this bag of yarn today. It's got a hole in it. This is my souvenir yarn bag. I've traveled all over the place and brought home yarn and always have like a plan of what's gonna happen to it. And yeah, I keep putting in more yarn into the souvenir yarn bag than I use. I actually have some I'm using, and I will talk about that in another video. But I'm Suzi Quillen. This is Perfectly Naughty. Welcome to a spontaneous session of sitting on the floor with Suzi as we sort some yarn. Okay, I am, by the way, if you want to know, I'm sitting on a Roho cushion here, kneeling on it. I love these things. I have this in a link in my Amazon store. And I will put a link to this specific cushion in the show notes for this, because it's a really cool thing, especially if you sit a lot, especially us knitters and crocheters. We do have a tendency to sit a lot. And these cushions, they have, it's air filled, and they have these little pockets. They're a half circle. They're about this, like a ball, half a ball like this big, and it's full of air, and it redistributes. So when I move, the air goes here and it goes out of there, and it's like, I love these things. I've had it for a long time. Okay, so we're going to sort through this yarn and see what's in this bag. Some of this stuff I haven't seen in a long time, and maybe it will re-inspire me to make some things. This right here is some beautiful hand-dyed alpaca that it's about 48 grams, maybe a little bit less than that because I weighed it with the package. But I got this in Hawaii. And just so you know, there are no yarn stores in Hawaii. There's a lot of states that have few or none. So that's why we have Perfectly Naughty. You can shop online with Perfectly Naughty, even for yarns for warm climate areas. I have a lot of really great options for you. But there are alpaca and llama farmers on the islands of Hawaii. And after they shear their fleeces and prep them, they actually send them over here to the Seattle area, sometimes to New York, to the mills, and they get it spun. And then it goes back to them as in big bulks of spun fiber. They hand dye it, and they make these little cakes and skeins. I bought this at a farmer's market on the Big Island, but I don't remember now which town we were in. I'd have to go back and look. But I bought this, and then I bought another one. There were two farmers there that were at the same market, and I bought one skein from each of them. The other skein, also blue, but darker. I'm currently working on a color work, very traditional Scandinavian style, to color work hat, and I need to share about that a little bit. So that's beautiful. I love it. This right here, oh my goodness, this is like 500 yards. I don't know, how many yards is this? Let's find out. Oh, I was wrong. 695 yards. Natural colored, very dark chocolate brown prime alpaca. This 695 yards, it is much more of a fingering weight, which is great. I love fingering and lace weight. I love those. And that has enough loft to it that you can surprisingly use a little bit larger hook or needle than you sometimes think that you can. Even though the physical structure of the yarn is small, the loft of it allows it to do something a little bit more open. So I love that. I bought this in Gig Harbor, Washington, when my husband and I were on a road trip. And I love, oh, hold on. I bought this in Port Gamble, Washington, not Gig Harbor. Okay, Port Gamble, Washington. And I love it. It's dreamy, and it's just waiting for me to decide what it wants to be. But that's a color, that super dark chocolate brown. That's a color that I will wear in my wardrobe. This one is just fun. This is all kinds of random, fun, fluffy colors. It is 100% Surrey alpaca. Yay. This is super fluffy and halo-like and structurally very much like a mohair. But since I can't use mohair, I look for things like this. And this is going to make something very open and airy. And there's another word for airy that I like that just popped right out of my head. But if you think of what it is, put it in the comments. That would be awesome. This one I bought out I think it's in Aberdeen, Washington. This one is called Weird Sisters. So they do almost exclusively hand-dyed colors of the things that they carry. It's a super fun and cute shop. They have a very self-designated nerdy themes. This one is called Dumbledore's Knitting. So they have like Harry Potter themes, they have Star Wars themes, and they have all of these really fun themes to the colors that they do. And it's super fun. So you can look them up online. I don't know how much they sell online, but I know that like on Instagram and other places, they're online and you can see what they have. There you go. Super fun. Again, this is another one that is waiting for me to sit down and spend some time with it and decide what it wants to become. Okay, this right here is a sweater quantity without even looking. It's a sweater quantity. That I know. It is this amazing chartreuse green. This is not anything super fancy. This is Circulo cotton. This is the Annie of their product line. Circulo cottons are fabulous. You can trust. If you question, especially when you're buying yarn online, if you question whether or not to trust a yarn when you're buying it online because you can't touch it, you can't feel it, you don't know the quality, Circulo yarns are trustworthy, just flat out. But I have a sweater quantity of this. I might even have more than a sweater quantity of this. I bought it. Where did I buy this? Fiber Festival in Monroe, Washington last summer of 23. I think summer of 23. And this color is called Sage, but it looks almost a little bit more chartreusey to me, but I don't care. I love it because I like green. And it's a great shade of green on me, and I like that. There might even be enough for me to make like a dress. That would be super fun. Again, it's waiting for its exact project designation. This project bag right here, I bought some linen sheets at Target, and this is the bag that they came in, and it's linen. Isn't that awesome? Repurpose things, people. Use what you have, repurpose things, get creative. What's this? This is 100% flax. I got this one. Where did I get those? Oh, Cozy Yarn Shop. Cozy is in Eugene, Oregon. My husband and I were on a road trip down the Oregon coast, and I made him stop at all the yarn shops. We didn't stop at all of the yarn shops, but we stopped at a lot of them, and it was super fun. But this came from Cozy Yarn Shop. This is Fibra Natura flax, and I love it. It's a beautiful color, and it's going to be combined with some of the other things that I'm going to show you. I have a new design in mind. I've been mulling it over for a couple of years, but it is going to be designed for using up your souvenir yarn. And I just need to, again, in my free time, spend some time with that. So that's going to be fun. This I also got on that same road trip. This is Sugar Bush, Nanaimo. Nanaimo is a Washington State town, so this is kind of a fun one. I like this. I got this one. I might have got this one in Tillamook at a cute little yarn shop that unfortunately was getting ready to close. The owner of the store retired and nobody was available to purchase the store, and they closed, which is always a bummer when that happens. But I got this really pretty, beautiful, bright turquoise. I love that. This one I got at along that same drive. And all of a sudden, I can't think of where we were. But this is the Queensland Cotton Coastal Ocean Mist. And here's another brand that I trust. Anything from Queensland, if you see it online and you don't know because you don't know it very well, Queensland is absolutely a trustworthy yarn. It just is. And I'm excited to figure out what I want to do with this one. It is, and it's a good value yarn. This skein, well, I bought this last year. It was $8 for this skein at that time at that store. And it's 100% pure soft cotton. This cotton has a little interesting twist to it. It's really nice. And the yardage is really good. I don't have how many? 186 yards. So there's quite a lot to do something with. I would not do pot holders and washcloths with this. I'm going to make something wearable with this. I usually try to use what I would call my cheap cotton yarn for my pot holders and washcloths, because that when I muck them up, I don't care. All right, here's another super fun one. I love this one. It's called Triton. It is a llama, silk, and linen blend, hand dyed. The color is Gypsy Rose Lee. There's 428 yards. I think I got this one on that trip. I love this because it has kind of a handmade, because it's hand dyed and all that kind of stuff. They did these handmade labels, and I love that rusticness about it. This one also wants to be something yummy for me to wear. It'll probably end up being part of that Souvenir Yarn shawl sweater project. I don't know if it's going to be a shawl or a sweater yet. What else is in here? Ooh, this is just more alpaca. It does not have a label, but it's more alpaca. I remember it, but I don't remember what it is, where it came from at all. But it's more of my favorite color, my favorite. This one is super fun. This one is a souvenir yarn, but not for my travels. A very sweet friend of mine was traveling. She was part of my yarn family, and she brought all of us home a fun skein of yarn from a really great trip that she took. And I love it. It's amazing. It's super fun. That's this. Hold on. Oh, I've got tags, but they're not connected to the yarn. This one goes to this guy right here. This is from Fidalgo Artisan Yarns. They are in Anacortes, Washington. This is called Riley and Me. This is another alpaca, linen, and silk blend. That is a combination that I can't go wrong with. You can't go wrong with. I love it. There's enough alpaca to help stabilize the drape of the linen. There's enough linen to help drape all the things. The silk gives it that sheen and that softness. Both silk and alpaca have a higher thermal value than sheep wool. If you're looking for something wool or something that's warm but not thick and bulky, alpaca and llama and silk are really fabulous fabulous fibers for that kind of thing. This one is Blue Sky Fibers Alpaca Silk Sapphire. Oh, beautiful. And I don't know where that one came from, but it's beautiful. And it's alpaca and silk. So it's just perfect. Are you noticing a color theme here? Oh, this one I know for sure. This one is actually an acrylic. I've had it in my stash forever. And when I started pulling colors together for this souvenir yarn project, I decided to toss that in. It's an acrylic, but it has sort of that that structure. It's an architecturally thin yarn, but it has a lot of fuzz and halo, so it fills in space really, really well, which is fun. It's not super soft. I think when I bought it, I thought it was soft, but I bought it a long time ago, and my soft meter has improved over the years. Oh, I love that. Oh, this one, Sublime. Oh yeah, this is a good one. This one is, where's my label? Where's the other end of my label? And my glasses. Holy cow, that's tiny. I don't remember what this one is. I know I got this one at All Wound Up in Perrineville or Edmonds, Washington. I know that. And I got it, I don't remember what it is. I can't read the label and I don't have my glasses within reach. So, but anyway, there we go. Sublime. It's the yarn line is called Evie, E-V-I-E. It's really fun. Do you guys collect yarn this way? Like, oh my goodness, it's crazy. Another Alpaca Silk. Another Blue Sky Fibers, another trusted yarn brand. If you're looking for a yarn, you could just like, oh, I trust that brand. Blue Sky. Yeah, that's another Alpaca Silk. Very similar to the other one from Blue Sky. It's just a darker color. Oh, this is 100% mulberry silk. This one came from down in Ilwaco, Washington, all the way out at the coast, at the very bottom coastal corner of Washington State. This came from there. I know that. I remember buying that there. Okay, this one is Surrey Silk. This one is a Barocco yarn. Barocco is probably next to Queensland. Barocco is probably my other absolute favorite yarn brand, hands down. If it's Barocco, you are golden, regardless of the fiber type and stuff. I've never met a Barocco yarn you could not trust. I love this one. This one is it's a silk, cotton, and nylon blend, and it's really soft. And it's not the super slippery kind of silk. It has a little bit, I call it kind of that raw silk dryness, and I really like this one a lot. And then one more down in here. Oh, this is a this is a hand dyed alpaca 100%. It's alpaca and silk. You can tell I like alpaca and silk. This was hand dyed by my friend Teresa at Country Yarns, and from her artistry hand dyed yarn line. Country Yarn, I don't know if she's still dyeing. I haven't heard from her in a while, but I love this. I love her work. She does just beautiful dye work. So there you go. My broken bag is empty now. Yeah. Yep, there it goes. Look at that. Yep, broken bag is empty. Everything's much happier and has more room to move inside this. And this bag is also a souvenir. I got this. My husband and I went on a marriage retreat to Mexico this last spring. And the theme of the retreat was moments. And they gave us this cute little tote bag that my husband surprisingly had no interest in taking possession of. So I said, oh, darn, I have another yarn bag to put my happy yarn in. And look at that. Isn't that happy? So there you go. Stick around. Thanks for joining me. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and stick around. Sign up for the newsletter. You can head over to perfectlyknotty.com, Knotty, and you can sign up for my email newsletter. And usually, like when you first sign up, you get a whole bunch of emails because I have a lot of little bits and pieces to share with you. But then after you get through that initial cycle of emails, you'll be surprised. I just email when I feel like it. But it does, in the first 2 weeks or so, it does kind of feel a little bit like a flood of emails. After the 2 weeks or so, yeah, don't get so many emails from me anymore. So, but I hope you would join me in my yarn journey. Like I said, my name is Suzi Quillen. I'm the Empress of Yarn here at Perfectly Knotty, and I want you to have fun in your yarn adventures and journeys. And I'm glad you joined me today. So thanks. Gotta go. Bye. Let's see if I can. Oh, I've been sitting there a while. My feet have gone numb. Ow. All right, we're going to see if I can turn this up. Maybe not.